Hello everybody, today we are at the beach in the Pacific Ocean. I have some clips that I took from the other days. It was mostly thrift stores that we found around the area. So let's go ahead and take a look at those, and we'll continue enjoying the beach here. I guess I could hold it up higher, but I don't think that far. And it's getting real deep here, so I should pay attention to where I'm walking. But it is very pretty. So here we are at one of those thrift stores, and I think this one was a, I don't remember, I guess. But anyway, they had a selection of different lighting products here. This was an interesting bulb. I've seen those things before, but not necessarily in person. Now this little desk lamp there, the green one, I actually have one of those in my collection. It came from my grandma, and the one that I have is older than that one right there. So that looks like a newer version from what I can tell because it has extra stickers on it. And the bottom is slightly different, plus the cord is different as well. But interesting to see one. I didn't know if they were rare. That's the first time I've ever seen a second one. So that's pretty neat. And here's a dual F15 T8 desk lamp. They must have two ballasts there in the bottom, obviously. And you could preheat both of them at the same time with the buttons. And here I'm just trying to put back that lamp because it was going to fall over. And we have these Sylvania halogen bulbs. Now, they're the crystal style ones, and for $5 that's a bit much, but I remember when these things were on the market. So that was kind of cool to see them again. Here is a, what is that, 65 watt BR40 bulb. I like to find these in the 120 watt version because those are actually pretty hard to find nowadays. Up here they have a CFL version of the BR40 bulbs for $2 for two of them. Now that's not too bad, but it seemed like the prices on some of the other things were quite much. Some type of fan thing there. Obviously lots of fans and cords and random items like that. I don't see anything here, I guess. Again, I have to voice this over because they have music in the background and I can't necessarily allow that to play. So here we have cords, the regular selection of wires that you would find at any thrift store, I suppose. A Samsung dock, but the interesting thing is it looks like a 30-pin dock from an Apple device. So maybe Samsung used the same type of connector for some of their things. I'm not too sure. Now that was interesting. See, it has a overseas type plug, and the base of the bulb didn't look like it was candelabra. In fact, it said E14 on it there, I believe. So yeah, it's always interesting looking through these cords because you won't necessarily know what you're going to find until, well, you find it. That looks like some type of a halogen ballast. Of course, now everything's LED, so oh well. And I believe this is a Value Village, or I can't seem to remember where I filmed each of these things, but it's obviously a thrift store. And they have their normal selection of lamps. I didn't see any light bulbs in this section, but I found them later. Well, I guess except for this purple one. And you normally don't really see a purple version of one of these, so that was kind of cool. I didn't pick it up though. You can see it looks more like a dark blue, but it was actually a purple. Some type of IKEA light. I'm guessing halogen. Yeah, it looks like it. So that's interesting. A light kit for a ceiling fan. Some type of pay and pack light. I've never heard of that brand before, but look at the styling on that box. That's pretty neat. And we have the regular assortment of like can light surrounds that don't go with anything, and the things that don't go with anything, and all that kind of exciting stuff. Here's a lamp base, that black thing there. That's pretty cool to find. But I didn't get that. Don't really have a use for it. All kinds of clip lights and well, yeah, let's take a look at the bulbs. So here are the light bulbs. They seem to put them inside of these bags, and then you just buy them as a bag of bulbs. The unfortunate thing is that if you need a certain kind of bulb, well, you have to buy all of them. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a use for the other bulbs. You just have to buy them all and not use the other one or donate it again. I have no idea. But they seem to have an interesting selection of them anyway. There's an older GE packaged one that was kind of neat to find. And it seems like some from, drugstores and things like that. But yeah, kind of neat to just see what they have. So, one of the other places that we went to when thrift shopping was one of those Goodwill outlet stores. You know, the ones where they have those big blue bins and they literally just dump things in them, and you have to kind of like scavenge through to find whatever you can find. So, we went there, and this is what I found. Now, I do have some comments about the place. It was incredibly dirty and very disorganized. Not only the, the blue things, I understand they just dump it in there, but I mean like the floor was dirty, the walls were dirty. It was like they set this up in some abandoned building and that was the end of it. So, and the other interesting thing to me is that there were people standing there waiting for them to like put out new bins, and they would just like crowd around it like they haven't seen this in forever, or like they haven't eaten in like a week or something. It was absolutely nuts. But anyway, I went through the bins that people were not crowding around because I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. And I also understand why some of the smarter people had gloves on because everything is incredibly dirty. So this is what I found. Again, as you can see, it's a lot of extension cords and things. I guess we'll start here. This is a 50-foot Ethernet cable. I believe it is Cat 6. Yep, category 6. You can't really see it through the plastic there, but not bad. I was actually looking for one of these longer ones. I think it says 50 foot on it. Let's see there. Yeah, 50 feet. So that's not bad at all to find. Here's one of these, I believe it's 14 gauge, really heavy gauge extension cords. I think it's either 3 or 6 feet. I think it's 6 feet, maybe 3 feet, I don't know. But it's always nice to have those heavy gauge, short extension cords because you never know when you might need one like that. Of course, your standard ones that are just the 2-prong. I like picking these up because, again, I can always use extension cords. This is an older one. And here is a grounded version. Again, handy to have for anything that may be grounded. And I found one of these. Of course, you screw in the bulb, and then you have outlets on the sides. It does not have a pull chain, but that's okay. And a grounded plug. Because, again, you never know when you might need one of these. Now, of course, if you've been to one of these places, they charge by the pound. I think it's $1.20 something per pound. So for $6, I got all of this stuff, and that's not too bad. The last thing that I found is this GE Bright Stick. Bright Stick. I have a video of one of these on my channel, I believe now. If the camera decides to, focus on it. There we go. Very nice. Now, I think this thing is brand new. And the reason I say that is because it looks very clean and not as yellowed as I would have expected. Now, the ends are very yellow, as you can see, but there was a bunch of goop here. And I know what that is. That's goop for a a piece of cardboard that would go here with the packaging. So I think this thing was brand new because the cord was still curled up. And it was very clean, so yeah, not bad for a brand new Bright Stick, because these are getting quite hard to find. I did find a blacklight version at a Goodwill a long time ago, but I didn't have a cord to test it out, and they wanted a bit too much for it, so I didn't get it. But yeah, a very nice Bright Stick. So all of these things I cleaned with rubbing alcohol very thoroughly because they weren't necessarily, dirty like there was dirt on them. But I have no idea where they've been. They were in those blue containers, and maybe something that was disgusting in another, regard was touching it. I have no idea. But I cleaned everything with rubbing alcohol, and everything cleaned right up, and they almost all look brand new. So, fantastic. Anyway, I really do hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog. Also, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.